Can the Texans be Super Bowl contenders in 2024?
It's a very interesting question. I love this question. I think it just it's one of those things where it sounds weird, but like there's not a doubt about it that if CJ stays healthy and they kill this next draft class again, like no, truly, tell me why they couldn't be. I mean, if Will Anderson makes another huge jump, and you get and that's the thing is where the Texans have such a good problem where it's like, where do you even go next with what you want to add? I would probably go another interior lineman. Like, but either way, the Texans, like, they're in a great position. We were thinking they needed all these things, and we're looking now and we're like, wait a minute, D'Amico Ryans has ever be playing exactly how he was supposed to play? Blake Cashman's playing amazing football over there too. He never gets a shout out. I always make sure I give him a shout out over here. Like, the Texans have a lot of guys that are really, really making a name for themselves that haven't been getting necessarily the credit. But I mean, that team, they're built, and one more year of an amazing draft class and CJ staying healthy, they could make a Bengals-esque run. That's exactly what I'd compare them to.
Well, also, like, you're going to have a second year of Tank Dell. Noah Brown is starting to show out. You have John Mechie, who really you haven't really seen much from this year. And like, I was kind of chalking it up to like, he went through a lot. He's getting back into it. Like, hopefully you can see that jump next year. But it's like they have a lot of promising pieces, like you said. And with a quarterback like Stroud, if he keeps taking the steps necessary, I don't see any reason why. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like a Bengals ascent. Like,
that's what I'm saying. And it's because I almost forgot, bro. I have to include him too. Man needs his shout out because he's another guy where nobody's giving him the love he needs. Jonathan Greenard, also on the other edge of Willie A. I mean, Jonathan Greenard up to 12 and a half sacks this season, quietly becoming a great edge rusher. And that's what I'm saying. This D line, it's not just one guy. You're getting a good trenches group, and then you can just put one or two more guys in the interior of that O-line. You got really good trenches on both sides. Like, tell me why the Texans aren't a team that can make a run at any point.
I can truly see them trying to make a Super Bowl next year, which is probably one of the quickest rebuilds we have seen. Going over to Tennessee, is Will Levis okay? Like, I think Will Levis has been promising, obviously, this year. I don't think he has much help, but did you see that injury?
Yeah, see, he's a prime example of like this was the primest example right now of where it's a tough position to be in as a coach, because the reality is, and the Titans fans are going to hate to hear this, but again, I'm realistic. I don't give a fuck about anyone's feelings. Reality is pulling him the rest of this season and waiting till next year when you actually have some continuity, anything about this roster that has any identity. Because right now you're just hurting him having him out there. Like, we've seen what do we have from Will Levis? We got a guy with a great arm who actually stands really tall in that pocket. He can take hits, and he's a good leader.
He's motivated,
right? It's like, so we see he's got good traits. But it's like, if you throw him out there now, and we've already seen what he has, you're just letting him keep piling up potential injuries. And games like this that lowers confidence. What's the point? Like, I think if anything, you'd want to keep that confidence maxed out. Say, look, Will, we believe in you. You are the guy. That's exactly why we're pulling you the rest of the year, because there's nothing going for us this year. I'm going to see what I have in the backups. I'm going to see what I have in other guys, like the younger guys that they had taken. See who is going to potentially still be on this roster next year in the QB room. Am I completely scrapping the QB room? Because I feel like at this point, all I'm really trying to get at is that playing Will Levis is genuinely pointless, because we already know what we have, in my opinion. You're just diminishing what could be the maximum by just keeping him out there in these meaningless games.
It's really frustrating because Derrick Henry only needs about 116 yards to get 1,000 yards, and it still feels like he's kind of just slowing down.
Oh yeah, no, there's no doubt. Like, and that's the thing is, you called it early. I mean, King has been slowing down, and then he'd have a couple of games where he fools us, and not even fools, because he still is King Henry. Like, he still has games where he's gonna bang and bruise through dudes, and he's still King Henry. It's just not the same King Henry. No. And that's for sure is becoming more and more evident that there are days where he's just, those legs are not churning the way that they used to be churning.